To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. Jay here, positivesarcasm.com, recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio. Happy Sunday, everybody. You can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm. There we go. That's how you put the arm up, put the lime in the coconut, and put it in your coffee. You can also find me on Facebook.com/POS-sarcasm. You can find me on Facebook.com/positive-sarcasm. If you just want to be friendsies and help me move in the springtime, I'll buy you a pizza. I'll buy you a pizza. You can also find me on TikTok at @positive_sarcasm. But most importantly, you can find me on Positive Sarcasm and Positive Sarcasm Podcast. Those are my two channels on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share. Welcome to the few and far between that have liked, subscribed, and hit the notification bell for all my latest and greatest from either or. Obviously, I've spent a lot more time on the podcast twice a week, coming up on the 195th episode. Oh, that's this one. Recorded. I mean, shit. What a long, strange trip it's been. And then, of course, on Thanksgiving at 5 a.m., I'll be doing a dropsies on my regular YouTube channel, Positive Sarcasm. Go ahead and check that out. Yeah, that's already scheduled. Like, that's done. That's already handled, taken care of. I was supposed to talk about, I did want to mention that I got a phone call from the civil engineer who is creating my weights for my weightlifting thing, the 45-pound weight plates, but there was a issue and they weren't ready. So, but that's okay. They're still being worked on them now. Instead of getting 2, I'm getting 4, and the original agreement was 75 cents per pound. Go ahead and look up how much you're going to pay for weight plates right now, just on the regular Facebook Marketplace. They're between $1 and $2 per pound. And try finding a decent set of new 45-pound weight plates. It's going to cost you $2 a pound. So good luck to that. However, the barbell did come in, and I spent like maybe, I think, $90 for that, $100 for that. That's an Olympic barbell, so it has 2-inch ends to it for, so when you're actually doing some real lifting. So that came in. I put that together. There's 2 ways you can buy it. You can buy the whole entire thing, the whole bar. But mine was actually, you had to put metal pins in 4 sections. You had to hammer them in, and that's how it came. But it's by a company called Cap, and it's designed to lift up to. It's designed to hold up to 300 pounds. So that came in. It's all together. It looks great. Then I'm getting the 4 45-pound weights. I got 2 10-inch plates already, so I can be able to put up as much as almost 250 pounds. Good. I so look forward to it, I mean, I've already started eating the sweet potatoes and the rice, so I might as well get after it. Okay, let's get right to the heart of the matter. Look, we're flying flags, PS flags at half staff today because one of the most trivial, intelligible persons on the planet has passed away. You already know about Alex Trebek. You already know about the coverage. You already know what he died of. But let's go into it a little bit more because it's an important issue. It's one of those things that kind of hits close to home in a weird way. Like, I had a dog who died of pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer is essentially irreversible because one of these organs, which is essential, pancreas is basically essential, controls insulin, its job is to pump insulin into the bloodstream. Okay? It controls the insulin. Insulin is going through your bloodstream. So if you have cancer going through your bloodstream, that's it. That's all she wrote. That small cellular cancer that's traveling through your bloodstream, now basically that's all she wrote. Now it's not a matter of if you're going to go. It's a matter of when you are going to go. Small cell cancer is essentially irreversible. It is a terminal illness. When you have like a tumor in the brain, even if it is malignant, you still can do radiation and other therapies that can minimize the size of the tumor or the likelihood that it's going to spread, even in malignant terms. Malignant and benign. Benign basically means that it can be taken out, or it's a non-threatening issue at this time, but just needs to be monitored. Malignant means that there has to be chemotherapy involved. It has to be shrunk or removed immediately as much as possible. I had a boss who had a malignant tumor on his brain, but through years of chemotherapy and surgery on the side of his head, surprisingly now is still alive, still thriving, still working, and is still married with a child. How? Fucking who knows? But when you have something like pancreatic cancer, that's it. And that's the one thing after 80 years, Alex Trebek finally succumbed to it. He actually was filming just, I think, a week up into his death. I have the article here. I have 3 parts of it that I want to focus on. Number 1, Alex Trebek, what he died of. Number 2, what pancreatic cancer is. And number 3, finally, how to prevent it. You know what sucks is Alex Trebek was a smart guy. He had a smart job. And yet with all these smart shows that you can essentially watch for free, like Wheel of Fortune, The Price is Right, Family Feud, for all these smart shows that you're watching, we've become pretty fucking stupid as a society. So I just want to point that out there. There are really smart shows out there. Jeopardy will keep going, probably with maybe like LeVar Burton, who's definitely earned it for being Geordi on Star Trek. He played a smart guy on a smart show and did Reading Rainbow. So, and I think he was in Roots too. So the guy, he's a smart dude. He's a recognizable face, and I would have no problem with Geordi being the next person on Jeopardy. As long as he's a smart dude and plays the role, I'm cool with it. So, absolutely, if LeVar Burton gets it, I'm totally cool with that. As far as Alex Trebek, yeah, we had a smart show led by a smart guy with smart stuff, and it was all about smart people on the show. It was a meritocracy of knowledge, and yet we have so many fucking retarded people out there who can't do anything for themselves. It absolutely sickens me that a man like this, after 80 years, I mean, he did his time. He did his time, and now he's all gone, and that show hopefully will, I mean, if it takes maybe somebody like, what the hell's his name, LeVar Burton, to revive that show and bring more people to more intelligent shit. I mean, I would love for Jeopardy to blow, like, Keeping Up with the Kardashians off with the ratings. But I don't know if that's possible. Jeopardy apparently is for old people. No, Jeopardy is for smart people. Keeping Up with the Kardashians is for morons. It's for idiots. It's for stupid people. So anyways, let me focus on the task at hand here. Alex Trebek dies after battle with pancreatic cancer. We already know he's sharp-wit, dry humor. He had an amazing mustache in the 80s, let me tell you. Whew, that was one sick porn stash. Let's see. The quote was, "They were saddened to share that Alex Trebek has passed away." We've known about it for some time, too. He was the host of Jeopardy since 1984 and more than 8,000 episodes. The show in which facts revealed contestants provide the matching question phrased in a specific way, such as what is or who is. Trebek's popularity and longevity on a daytime television was unparalleled. 2014, he was awarded the Guinness World Record for most game shows hosted by the same presenter. In addition, he won 5 daytime Emmys for Outstanding Game Host, Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, and a 2011 Peabody Award for encouraging, celebrating, and rewarding knowledge. Thank you. Trebek and Jeopardy were on Saturday Night Live. That's one thing you have to go check out. Go on YouTube and look up Jeopardy parodies, or SNL Jeopardy, and those are some of the best. Will Ferrell, one of the better casts of Saturday Night Live. Will Ferrell played Alex Trebek. Just fucking hilarious. Daryl Hammond played Sean Connery. Oh my god. Norm Macdonald played Burt Reynolds, which is so stupid. Oh my god. Just thinking about it makes me freaking laugh. But yeah, Sean Connery was so good. So good. Oh shit. All right, I gotta stay on task here. I gotta watch those afterwards. All right. In a special announcement, March 6th, 2019, Trebek revealed that he had pancreatic cancer, just like 50,000 other people in the United States each year. This week, I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, he said. He notified his prognosis was not very encouraging, but he was going to fight it. He ended the announcement with his characteristic humor. Truth told that I have, because of under the terms of my contract, I have to host Jeopardy for 3 more years, he said. The announcement was met with outpouring of love and support. 2 months later, he and his doctors announced that he had responded incredibly well to treatments and was in near remission, his doctors said in May. In late August, Trebek seemed to be doing well. He returned to taping the 35th season, of Jeopardy. But in September 2019, Trebek said he was resuming chemotherapy after a jump in the cancer-related numbers. The chemo was taking a toll, he told CTV. Yup, I went all the way down to numbers that corresponded with a normal human being without cancer. But then all of a sudden, it blew up and went 50% higher than when it was first diagnosis. Go figure. He said the side effects of the chemo were affecting his ability to work, but that he would stay as long as my skills won't diminish. He also said that the interview that he had he said during the interview that he had a long life and was not afraid of dying. Pancreatic cancer makes up 3% of all cancers diagnosed each year and 7% of cancer deaths, according to the American Cancer Society. 7% of cancer deaths. Although Trebek did not specify what type of pancreatic cancer he had, about 95% of the people with the disease have, here's the words, pancreatic ductal adenocarcinoma. Matthew Katz, chief of pancreatic surgery. The 5-year survival rate for pancreatic cancer is under 10%. Particularly aggressive type of disease that is rarely detected early and often detected in late stage of the disease, when it's hard to treat, Katz said. In more than half the people, the cancer has metastasized at the time of diagnosis, meaning that it has already spread outside of the original tumor. So, it has gone into the bloodstream. In stage 4, the cancer has metastasized to distant sites, such as the liver, lungs, bones, and other areas of the body. For these and other reasons, survival is not terribly long after these diagnoses. So basically, like I said, once it metastasizes and it's gone outside of whatever is inside the pancreas, it's already in your bloodstream because it travels along, just like the sugar does. Because in a matter of minutes, the sugar can get anywhere in your bloodstream. So the same can be said for the cancer cells. Because that's what sugar does. That's what salt in your body does. That's what everything does. It carries any cell or particular nutrient or carcinogen or whatever through your bloodstream, and then that's it. It goes in your lungs, your kidneys, your heart, wherever else it can reach, and that's all she wrote, Alex. The symptoms of pancreatic cancer can include weight loss, fatigue, and abdominal discomfort, and other gastrointestinal complaints like nausea, diarrhea. Although these are symptoms of many common conditions that are completely benign, Katz said, other symptoms more unique to pancreatic cancer are jaundice or a yellowing of the skin and eyes because it's affecting your liver and kidneys. Itchy skin, change in the color, urine, and bowel movements. But again, this can happen with any other number of problems. But when you got a million of them, you start to ask questions. So I want to go through this because this is extremely important. This is something that leads to something I've been preaching for a long time. Well, at least for 195 episodes, I would guess. Pancreatic cancer is more common in people who are older, and 90% of patients are over 55. Smoking, diabetes, and certain genes, like BRCA, in addition to other risk factors, are linked to a higher risk of pancreatic cancer. Trebek was born He was born in Sudbury, Ontario. Canadian fella. Should have been president of fucking Canada. Prime Minister, excuse me. Instead of that other retard they got. Attended the University of Ottawa and earned a degree in philosophy. Yeah, still a good degree. Apparently gets you a fucking job on Jeopardy. He started working at the Canadian Broadcasting Company, the CBC, covering events for radio and television in 1973. Became the host of NBC game show called Wizard of Odds. Ooh, it's a clever name. After working on this and other game shows, he became the host of Jeopardy. Jeopardy also had other spin-offs, such as Sports Jeopardy, which was hosted by Dan Patrick, which was also an enjoyable show as well, where I believed Alex Trebek made a cameo to ask a certain question. He was a spokesperson for the humanitarian organization World Vision for decades, traveling the world to support the charity. He was also a member of the Illuminati. I'm just kidding. He also volunteered with the charity Smile Train and participated in USO tours, visiting troops overseas. Good for him. He was given the Bob Hope Entertainment Award in 1998. Trebek, he also had a hot young wife, Jean Caravan Trebek, and 2 children, Emily and Matthew. first marriage to Elaine Khalid ended in divorce in 1981. Good, because then he got all that Jeopardy money shortly afterwards. That a boy. So yeah, that was Alex's legacy. That is Alex's legacy. So my hat's off to you, sir, and your family, and the amount of knowledge that you've spread throughout the years. Holy shit. The geniuses you've had on your show and the questions that have been asked. You know, it's like, I know that one. I know that one. You don't usually know like 3. When you're sitting down watching Jeopardy, you generally know like 3 of the questions. You know like 3 of them. But there's like, 80. So good luck. So pancreatic cancer. This is through Mayo Clinic. I'll get you the basics on it, and then we'll go from there. Ooh, COVID-19 updates. Who gives a fuck about COVID-19? Overview. Pancreatic cancer tumor. Pancreatic cancer begins in the tissues of your pancreas, an organ in your abdomen that lies behind the lower parts of your stomach. It releases enzymes that aid in digestion and produces hormones that help manage your blood sugar. Okay? So very, very important. And it can be overloaded with diabetic. And how does type 2 diabetes caused? By being a fat piece of shit and eating like garbage. Okay, anyway, sorry, let me get back. I go off on a tangent. Your pancreas releases enzymes that aid digestion and produce hormones. So another effect of it, helping with digestion. Several types of growths that can occur in the pancreas, including cancerous and non-cancerous tumors. The most common types of cancers that form in the pancreas begin in the cells that line the ducts that carry digestive enzymes out of the pancreas. Oh, that's a period. Pancreatic cancer is seldom detected at its early stages when it's most curable. This is because it doesn't cause symptoms until it has spread to other organs. Pancreatic cancer treatment options are chosen based on the extent of the cancer. Options may include surgery, chemotherapy, radiation therapy, or a combination of these. Quite frankly, I'll be perfectly honest with you, without your pancreas, or having some of your pancreas removed or whatever, I have not done any research yet on what happens when you have to have work done on your pancreas. So it's not like we're fucking, changing the brakes on a Mercury here. It's the fact of, all right, when it's been removed or reduced, that's obviously going to affect your digestion, and it's going to affect the amount of blood sugar, and it's going to change all that shit. So how do you supplement a diet when you have to do something like that? That's something that should be looked into. But we're going to try to go to the preventative measures first, because believe me, I am more than certain that there's plenty of them, okay? Because the vast majority of cancers are basically preventable to the point of 1 to 2% when you follow a healthy regimen. And I mean a healthy regimen, okay? I don't mean like eating low-carb bread. We're talking about the basics here. So that is the basics on pancreatic cancer. Symptoms. Abdominal pain that radiates to your back. Loss of appetite, unintended weight loss, yellowing of the skin, light-colored stools, dark-colored urine, itchy skin, new diagnosis of diabetes or existing diabetes that becomes more difficult to control, blood clots, and fatigue. When to see a doctor? Fucking immediately. See your doctor if you experience these unexplained symptoms. Many of these conditions can cause these symptoms, so your doctor may check these conditions. Okay. Causes. So understanding your pancreas. It's not clear what causes pancreatic cancer. Really? Really? Doctors have identified some factors that may increase the risk of the type of cancer, including smoking and having certain inherited gene mutations. Now, genetics, I understand, will perfectly play a part in most cancers, but those risks can be reduced with a certain lifestyle. Understanding your pancreas. Your pancreas is about 6 inches long and looks something like a pear lying on its side. It releases or secretes hormones, including insulin, to help your body process sugar in the foods you eat. I'll say it again. It secretes hormones, including insulin, to help your body process sugar in the foods you eat. And it produces digestive juices to help your body digest food and absorb nutrients. How pancreatic cancer forms. Pancreatic cancer forms. A cancer occurs when your cells in your... Excuse me, let me just trying to scroll down here. Pancreatic cancer occurs when the cells in your pancreas develop changes, mutations in their DNA. A cell's DNA contains the instructions that tell a cell what to do. These mutations tell the cells to grow uncontrollably and continue living after normal cells would die. That's important. Cell breakdown is ultra important. So you want a cell to live through its intended lifespan and then die and be broken down and secreted. If it stays too long, like I said, you die, you die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. That's a cell in its entirety. These accumulating cells can form a tumor when left untreated. Pancreatic cells can spread to nearby organs and blood vessels and distant parts of the body, and that's game over. Most pancreatic cancers begin in the cells that line the ducts of the pancreas. This type of cancer is called pancreatic adenocarcinoma, as we just stated, or pancreatic exocrine cancer. Less frequency, cancer can form in the hormone-producing cells of the neuroendocrine cells of the pancreas. These types of cancers are called pancreatic neuroendocrine tumors. Cell tumors of pancreatic endocrine cancer. Risk factors: smoking, diabetes, chronic inflammation of the pancreas. Why am I not scrolling down this fucking thing? All right, fine. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, family history of genetic syndromes that increase cancer risk, including BRCA2 gene mutation, Lynch syndrome, and familial atypical mole malignant melanoma, or FAM syndrome. Family history of pancreatic cancer, obesity, and older age. Large study of the demonstrated combination of smoking, long-standing diabetes, complications, weight loss. A number of factors may cause weight loss. And okay, so it talks about the actual factors, like we already just talked about them. Prevention. Okay, here's three right here. And I have the, okay. So the reversal is also true. So if you are a current smoker and you quit, gradually over time, it will reduce your risk to what the normal risk would be for a person who didn't smoke. So if you smoke, it goes up. Simple as that. So stop smoking. If you smoke, try to stop. Talk to your doctor about strategies to help you stop. Okay? Supporting, and of course it helps with other things, because all you're doing is increasing carcinogens in other parts of your body as well, including your lungs. So maintaining a healthy weight. If you are at a healthy weight, work to maintain it. Now, that's also a different factor, too. Maintaining a healthy weight is one thing, but your weight needs to be attributed to muscle mass in certain parts of your body. Okay, if you're just at the weight that you should be, at your height, at your age, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy. There's also a thing called skinny fat. So say you're 6 foot tall, but you've got no fucking muscle mass, but a big old fucking belly, and you just happen to be 170 pounds, but you got a gut, guess what? You're not healthy. So that's something to take into account. And also choosing a healthy diet. So obviously, we'll close on this note because we're already at 22 minutes, and this is Sunday Leftover, short and sweet. So if it controls blood sugar, and it controls sugar, processes sugar, what type of sugars are you eating? How are you utilizing those sugars? How are you utilizing those carbohydrates? Are you utilizing them at all? Or are you just stuffing stuff into your body? Remember, type 1 diabetes is you were generally born with that, okay? But however, I've seen people who have type 1 diabetes, and they are able to control it. They are able to work with it, and they are able to look fantastic and have a healthy life with type 1 diabetes. That's type 1. Okay, that's the one you basically are not, theoretically, you can't get rid of. Type 2 is the one, well, that's from being a piece of shit. Okay, no, I'm shaming. Type 2 diabetes is from being fucking lazy. Type 2 diabetes is from being irresponsible. Type 2 diabetes can lead to type 1 diabetes if you continue to be a piece of shit. And on top of that, pancreatic cancer. So if this organ that is specifically designed. Now, as far as Alex Trebek, he lived to be 80. That's different. He's not a piece of shit. He lived to be he lived to be 80 years old. He lived a full life. He lived a healthy life. He did what he had to do. He has no regrets. Alex Trebek he's fine. He made it. He won. He won life. Okay? Would we have liked to have had him for another 5 to 10 years? Yes, of course. But he lived his life, and he set an example for smart people around the world. We're talking about people that are 30 to 40 years old and obviously just don't give a shit about taking care of themselves, or flat out don't know. So if this organ's specifically designed for digestion and hormone secretion and fucking sugar processing, well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's the thing right there that you need to focus on. Now, I'm not going to talk about your gut biome as far as what sugars you should be eating. It's the fact that a lot of things you take in have sugar in them. Sugar is carbs, carbs is sugar, blah, blah, blah. It all affects your insulin. What controls your insulin? Your pancreas. So what are you going to do about that? You need to decrease your sugar. Or the sugar that you are going to take in, you're going to use it to work out or burn off. Because if you do that, you're not going to have the workload for your pancreas is going to be much easier. It's going to understand what it's processing. It's going to process it easier. And with the right supplementation and lifestyle, it's going to break down the unhealthy cells or the old cells so that they can be gotten rid of properly, so that they don't turn into monsters in the end and wind up killing you. So it's important to have a cycle diet. Now, like what I do is I have a very low carbohydrate diet during the summertime. And I increase my fatty intake. Proper fats. I don't mean like vegetable oil, all that bullshit. But I have a proper lifestyle during the spring and summer times to the point where I lose 20 to 25 pounds. It's very easy for me to do because my body's accustomed to it. And even at my age, I guess you'd say, at 37, is that what I am? Whatever. I'm still able to do it. And the gyms were closed this year. The gyms are closed this year. So, and I left my gym and building my own home gym. So it's like, okay, but I still managed to do it. So what I do is I cycle into carbohydrates, and then I cycle out of carbohydrates, and then start utilizing fats. So my body understands how to, at this point, after 5 years, my body understands how to process fats. It understands how to process carbs. It understands how to process shitty carbs. And it also tells me when I'm eating the wrong thing. And then, of course, on top of that, it's important to supplement with proper, supplements, okay? So as far as the vitamin Ds, the vitamin Cs, the green teas, the extracts that are needed to make sure that your cells and your radicals, your free radicals, hey, you're a radical, all that stuff needs to be broken down and gotten rid of properly. So it's important to do that. And there are plenty of ways to induce healthy nutrient absorption into your body, such as things like magnesium and potassium and zinc and anything like that. Things that promote healthy nutrient absorption into your body. And that basically all starts with your intestinal tract. Okay? That's where the shit gets absorbed. By doing that, you're going to be able to absorb good stuff that helps your body get rid of the bad stuff. Pancreatic cancer is the thing when you just let your body get out of control. And diabetes is generally for people who don't, type 2 diabetes. Am I generalizing? Yeah, because type 2 diabetes is for fucking lazy people. And the best way to get rid of it is to stop being a piece of shit. So, now as far as I understand, Alex Trebek was not a type 2 diabetic. He just had pancreatic cancer, and the man was over 80, and it was hard for him to detect. And he was also from a different life. He was also from a different time. But the fact is the man maybe didn't understand nutrition as much, but he understood his life basically enough to live to the age of 80. So there you go. Do you want to live to 80? Well, you need to start living this life, the life that I'm telling you. Because if you cycle in and out of carbohydrates properly, and you cycle in the right things, such as, cruciferous vegetables, and proper carbohydrates, and not the garbage ones like corn syrup and shit. Corn syrup is terrible. I don't care what anybody fucking says. Corn syrup is absolutely awful for you. Now, I understand there are carcinogenic sugars, the fake ones that you can eat, but then again, there are ways of ingesting those that, it's really not going to be a factor. But, in fact, if you live in the city, you're taking in all kinds of shit just by breathing. But for pancreatic cancer, that's all hormonal and insulin-based. And the best way to reduce the load and the crazy mutations that could be going on in your pancreas so that you can get into the retirement age with a healthy body and a healthy life and a healthy mindset is by following a diet and a nutrition and a workout regimen that allows your pancreas to function the way it should. Because anytime your liver has to work overtime, or your kidneys have to work overtime, or your pancreas has to work overtime, or your lungs or your heart has to work overtime, guess what? You're in for a very bad surprise. Like I said, if your liver has to work overtime, guess what? You've been drinking too much, and now you've got cirrhosis. If your kidneys are working overtime, you can suffer from kidney failure. That will kill you. You can survive on one, you can't survive on none. Pancreas, same thing. Eating like shit, living like shit, and not working out, that will also kill you. Your lungs, come on, really? Do the fucking math. You can't breathe, you can't live. If you smoke, well, there you go. Anything that is inflammatory can be a damage to any of your vital organs. Your lungs, your pancreas, any of your vital organs get inflamed, you're going to have a bad day. You can start by having a low carbohydrate diet so that the amount of swelling. Now, don't get me wrong, carbohydrates are great because it's good for working out, because what it happens is it allows your muscles to inflame with all kinds of proper sugars and proper carbs so that you can work out better, repair the muscle faster, and have more energy throughout the day. Carbohydrates are also good for your sex life, so that there are the factors are there. Okay, the good things about it are there. But if you're not using them to their potential, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's like a school that graduates like 80 to 100 kids, but they end up going nowhere. They just end up becoming a nuisance to society. Imagine if you had a school that graduated 80 to 100 kids and they all went on fucking welfare. Okay, that's sugar, and that's a bunch of sugar and carbs that ended up being not used for anything. It's the same exact thing. Yeah, it's the same exact thing. So do yourself a favor. If you want to live it at least as long as Alex, if you want to get diagnosed at 80 with pancreatic cancer like Alex Trebek, then okay. If you want to get diagnosed with it at 40 to 50, then just don't follow any of my advice. Okay? We are at 31 minutes. I'm going to close up shop for today. Like I said, it's very easy. It is very easy to avoid this outcome. You just have to hit me up. You can email me directly at positivesarcasm@outlook.com, or you can contact me directly through my website at positive. Just go to positivesarcasm.com and click on the contact button. Final thing, Thanksgiving's coming up. Do you want to go see your family? Go see your family. Okay? I know the elephant in the room. I don't care. All right? This fucking pandemic has taken away our individuality and made us a collective. And that's not always a good thing. Your individuality and your dreams and your ability to do what you want with your life is the most important thing, and one is the most important thing to being an American or a citizen of any country. So if you want to go visit your family and you don't, just go do it. I don't care what state you live in. I don't care what your authorities tell you. I don't care what anybody tells you. If your family wants to see you and you want to go see your family or your loved ones or your mate, I don't care. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, go do it. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. Your individuality is the most important. Your individuality is the most important thing to me. The fact that you are able to produce and be a useful person in society is the most important thing to me. I don't like useless people. And I feel it's important that if you are able to celebrate these holidays in whichever fashion you see fit or work through them, that's your decision. And I don't think it's up to anyone to tell you whether or not you can gather. That's your decision and nobody else's. So you go and celebrate these holidays to the best of your abilities, and you do it as healthily as you can, and you enjoy it as much as possible. Because there is nothing more important than that. Don't tell anybody that they can't. I don't give a shit what you see on the news. You do you, and you enjoy these holidays as much as you can. And I think that's the most important thing. Don't believe everything you hear. And if you have cable, cut the cord. So anyways, so that's the end of that. I hope you guys enjoy these holidays. They're very important. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Go see your fucking family. I don't care what the state they're in. Enjoy your time. Cut the turkey. Have a drink. Don't eat too much stuffing. If you guys want to contact me, you can hit me up on my website. You can also email me directly. Questions, concerns, comments, posing music. Go ahead and do so. Like, subscribe to all my channels. You can find my my podcasts on anywhere where podcasts are available. iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, whatever. Anywhere they're available. I'm really just, please. And support the podcast. It's super important. Spread that word. If every single one of you donated $1, it couldn't be more appreciative. $1. You go to positivesarcasm.com/donate $1. Boom. Or hit me up on Venmo. Or use the Cash App. My affiliate link is in the contact section of my website. The affiliate link for Cash App, the affiliate link for the Robinhood app. If you click on that and you create an account, I'll get a free stock. And you'll get a free stock too. And then if you want, you can sell it and make yourself a few bucks too. Or you can keep it and it'll compound over time if it's a dividend stock. But either way, that's one way you can support this website and to support this company. That is going to be going very mobile soon. And then next year moving to a brand new studio by the seacoast. So until then, thank you for listening, watching, and subscribing. And I will talk to you all on Wednesday. Recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation. Go see your family.